SWAC Buzz came up with a really interesting concept about a MEAC SWAC Week Zero challenge from several teams from the MEAC versus several teams from the SWAC. And it's got me thinking. And BJ Jones from HBCU Gameday added to it. Let's talk about it after the bumper. What is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here at the Black Balls channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, shout out to SWAC Buzz. He came up with this concept. He came. So we know every year there's the MEAC SWAC challenge, and every year we get teams from the MEAC playing teams from the SWAC, and normally the MEAC teams beat the SWAC schools. And this year it'll be Alabama State and Howard, if I'm not mistaken. Alabama State and Howard. Let me make sure. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you guys. This year, the game will be, let's see, Alabama State versus Howard. Yes. So Alabama State versus Howard, the 2022 SWAC MEAC Challenge. But let me go ahead and show you the graphic that was created by SWAC Buzz and the tweet that he put out to go along with it. And because this is the topic of our conversation today, because I think it was a really cool thing. I commented and I was like, yo, this is a dope idea. It says SWAC Buzz MEAC SWAC Challenge Day. Instead of one game of the SWAC MEAC Challenge, how about 6 SWAC teams play the whole MEAC on the same day? This could be done in week 0. I think it would be fun for the fans, and we really see who the best conference is then. Thoughts? Now, one thing I'm going to say, this concept was only brought by SWAC Buzz because of the come up of the SWAC. Now, like I said, the MEAC SWAC Challenge, they've had 15 games. It's been going on for 15 years. Over 16 years, 2020, they didn't have a game. But in 15 games, the MEAC has won 11. And in 6 Celebration Bowls, the MEAC has won 5. So the recent trend of great hires from the SWAC, great recruits choosing SWAC schools, and MEAC schools jumping ship, whether it was for the CAA or the Big South or even the SWAC, including Bethune-Cookman and FAMU, you see on the screen. It's fun for the SWAC schools to be like, hey, let's do this now because we've got Deion Sanders, we've got Hugh Jackson, we've got Willie Simmons, we've got Eric Dooley, we've got, Connell Maynard, and all our schools are getting better players and our conference is coming up. Because I don't think about 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, SWAC Buzz or any other SWAC fan would be wanting to play 6 games against 6 MEAC schools. I don't think they didn't want that smoke. Because, hell, they was already getting smoked, like I said, 11-4 when it comes to the MEAC SWAC Challenge and 5-1 when it comes to Celebration Bowls. But the SWAC is on the come up. So, of course, they want all the smoke now. And that's just my little 2 cents on that. And so SWAC Buzz came up with this cool concept. I think someone in the comments got down to the nitty-gritty as far as this comment. It says FCS and the school may participate in a nationally televised or broadcast game, not internet only, contest during a non-conference opponent during the weekend before Thursday preceding Labor Day participation. So basically, this fan got into the nitty-gritty saying this is not possible. So, okay, let's take out the fact that, potentially because of certain rules and regulations that this was possible. Let's just say it was possible. Or let's just, whether it was possible as far as week 0 or a different week. This is the concept. So shout out to SWAC Buzz for thinking of this because that was a really good idea. But this is the concept brought up by BJ Jones of HBCU Gameday. Now this I really like. Now, so I like SWAC Buzz's initial concept, and then you add this is like, oh, okay, now we're cooking with grease and we could potentially be looking at something. He said, I'd attempt to do this over a 2 to 3 day period, all in one site if possible. Game 1 on Friday night, 3 games on Saturday, noon, 3:30 prime time, and then 2 games on Sunday, 2:30 in prime time. This gives 12 different fan bases, 1 location to go and create a real event. Now, wow. Could you imagine? Let's look at the 12 different fan bases. I mean, this is just in this hypothetical situational. Don't get too realistic on me. But could you imagine the JSU fans with the South Carolina State fans, with the FAMU fans in Howard and Southern and Norfolk State and Alcorn and Morgan State and Grambling, North Carolina Central and Alabama A&M and Del State. Could you imagine all 12 of those fan bases down in Atlanta or down in Houston or down in Dallas or down in, I don't know, because I'd imagine somewhere south, down in Miami, right? Down in, you know what I mean? All conjured together, Birmingham, because I know they do a lot of stuff, the SWAC in Birmingham, all conjured together in one central location. That, my friends, is a really dope concept. That, my friends, is how you separate yourself. That, my friends, is how you continue to generate a buzz on this level. That, my friends, is how you continue to separate yourselves and give different recruits, different coaches, different people a different avenue and a different way of looking at college football, right? No other conference or multiple conferences is doing anything like this, not on a football scale. Because we see Big Ten ACC challenges and, Pac-12, Big Ten challenges and stuff in college basketball. But nobody is doing this on the football scale. Hell, the Power Fives, they're scared to play each other. They only play each other come playoff time. But if you look at Alabama's schedule, they'll do one neutral site location game against a good team at the beginning of the year, and then they schedule 3 cupcakes. You get what I'm saying? Same with Clemson, same with Georgia, they control their schedule and they don't do anything fun, anything creative. This is very fun. This is very creative. And this is dope for bragging rights. The MEAC right now, throughout the history of any kind of challenge between the SWAC on the football field, is dominating. And with the SWAC hiring new big-time head coaches, garnering new big-time recruits, whether it's via the transfer portal or straight out of high school, that's helping them a whole lot. That's helping them come up in this kind of space. That's helping them and their fan bases or their content creators like SWAC Buzz think of new, creative, dope ways of trying to reclaim the mantle as the best HBCU football conference. I like it, man. I'm all for it. I don't know who we need to get Commissioner McClellan on the phone. Do we need to get Dion on the phone, Coach Prime? Do we need to get Hugh Jackson on the phone? Who do we need? Do we need to get Buddy Pugh on the phone? Do we need to get the good folks over there at Howard on the phone? The lady that's commissioner of the MEAC, do we need to get her on the phone? We need to make this happen. Or we need to at least pitch the idea like, hey, SWAC Buzz came up with this dope idea. BJ Jones kind of elaborated on it. I think this is something they could possibly do. This is something that they could possibly entertain. I get it. There's a lot of logistics that got to be figured out as far as TV deals, as far as just everything, right? There's a lot of logistic stuff that, get into the weeds. I don't want to get into the weeds. But as far as just simply talking about the concept and pitching the concept, I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot because Stephen Gaither of HBCU Gameday as well. The reason why BJ's suggestion as far as having it all in one site makes a lot of sense too, because Stephen Gaither brought up another point on why this would be hard to do on the respective campuses. And something, once again, that HBCU fans know all too well as far as their football teams is that most of the travel that is being done for a lot of these teams are through bus fare, not through airfare. So, some of these distances are massive. I mean, we're talking about, let's take a look. Let me share with you his tweet and think about some of these bus rides. Because most of these teams, they don't travel by plane, they travel by bus. So think about this. He said, I hope you have an airline sponsor. I'm seeing extra long bus rides for games without some kind of substantial guarantee. Cool video game concept, though. And this is him just being realistic. Because think about the bus ride from DC to Tallahassee in the Howard versus FAMU game, or Tallahassee to DC, from Baton Rouge up to Norfolk State. You know what I'm saying? From Baltimore down to Alcorn in Mississippi. From Grambling to North Carolina might not be as bad, but from Alabama A&M to damn Del State up in the Northeast. Those are some long bus rides. And so he brings up a good point there. And so that is why I said the weeds would have to be figured out. You know what I'm saying? As far as TV contracts and stuff like that, and how we going to get these teams there, that kind of stuff would have to be sorted out, of course. But man, oh man, can we not dream? Can we not dream? Can we not You know, be like, yo, this will be a really dope thing. Shout out to SWAC Buzz for thinking of this, because I would love to see it happen, or it in some form or capacity. And the SWAC schools would love to see it happen, because one, they feel like they're coming up, which they are. I mean, they are coming up. And two, they want to win back some of those games, because, you know what I'm saying, like, their history against MEAC schools has not been great. Now, of course, you know, the MEAC has changed drastically over the last 5 years as far as losing schools. They've lost a ton of schools, like I mentioned earlier. FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, North Carolina A&T, Hampton. You know, they were scared they were going to lose Howard for a little bit, but it looks like Howard's going to stay, you know, continue to stay in the conference. But we're talking about the MEAC is 11-4 all time in the SWAC MEAC challenge. The SWAC schools would like to change that. They would like to change that, including a loss last year, Alcorn to North Carolina Central. They would like to change that. They hope to change it starting this year with Alabama State getting a win over Howard, which I'm not so sure that'll happen. And then if they get multiple games, to try to win a lot of those games. And they also would like to change it in the Celebration Bowl. As I mentioned earlier, the MEAC is 5-1. 5-1 against the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl, including a 31-10 curb stomping of Jackson State in the 2021 game. So SWAC schools, not just Jackson State schools, but Jackson State fans, but SWAC schools would love to see this happen, because they feel like now that they've either leveled the playing field or won up the MEAC schools with the recent additions of their coaching hires, the upgrading coachings, and the upgrading talent. They feel like they've surpassed the MEAC. Only time will tell. But getting multiple games in the MEAC SWAC challenge could be something to ponder, could be something that works in their benefit. This is all a pipe dream, of course, but I would love to see it happen. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsJr with the Black Boss channel and Victor Formation. You can follow me at JLightsy7 on Instagram and Twitter. That is at JLightsy7 on Instagram and Twitter. Shout out to SWAC Buzz, BJ Jones, Stephen Gaither for this concept. You guys did a great job as far as just fleshing out some thoughts. And I just elaborated on what I think it could possibly be. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and we'll see you next time. Peace.